Hello and welcome to a series that I'm not even sure is gonna come out, but I guess if you're watching this, then it did. This is RuneScape Classic, technically Open RuneScape Classic, which is a private server, and this is their preservation server, which basically means that there are no changes from how RuneScape Classic used to be. So this is a one-to-one copy of the official Classic servers, and I've played here for a long time previously. I've got to 869 total level, which for Classic, without any, illegal means, I would say is a pretty respectable uh, accomplishment, let's say. I'm base 40s in my stats, and there are obviously players who are far further, but Classic is a lot harder than old school, and I'm pretty proud of what I've gotten here. And what I came back to do is actually, I've never completed all of the quests in the Classic version, and since Classic is my second favorite version of RuneScape, and not really a big fan of RS3, I came to do all of them. As you can see, we already have some done. Mostly the early quests, but also I've got Lost City done and the Grand Tree, so some of those mid to higher levels are completed. So for completing all the quests, there is still a way to go, more than half actually. And there are also skill requirements that I don't meet yet that I would have to work on. The hardest to get would be agility, crafting, mining, smithing, and thieving. These will be pretty tough to get to the required level. I need like 7 and 8 in each of those stats to meet the requirements. I also need some cooking and fishing, but those are easier skills to train, and I already have a fair bit of raw lobsters banked. So cooking should not be a big issue, but I will be doing it anyway to store some food for the harder quests, and I will be trying to trade with other players to get some sharks maybe. Okay, I'll also show you my bank right now, just to show what I'm proud of, because in RuneScape Classic you cannot rearrange items by moving them, and this is my very, very clean bank. This is my pride and joy. Alright, so we have 72k gold, a little bit of supplies. As you can see, my herb law supplies are almost used out, but that's not too big of an issue. I only need one herb law level for all the requirements, and we will get it by just doing jungle potions, so that's not too big of an issue. Same with prayer. We will get some bones on the way. I only need one level. Now for crafting and smithing, I have a little bit of gems, so what I will be doing probably is mining gold and then turning it into gold amulets, and we will be using up all those gems that I can. That will probably take a while, but that should knock out crafting, mining, and smithing. Then for thieving, we'll be thieving. I don't know what do you thieve at this level in RuneScape Classic. Probably guards? Not sure yet, but I will showcase that later on. And agility is the hardest one, at least for me. In actuality, it's very simple. I will be doing low wall in Barbarian Outpost, but it's just 5 XP per jump, and we have 50,000, 55,000 about experience to go, so that's a lot of jumps. 11,000 jumps, so that will test my patience. But yeah, so that's it for the intro. I will do some preparations and we will start knocking out the earlier quests and working on requirements for the harder ones. I hope you will enjoy. I'm working on one of the requirements, which is 50 wood cutting, I believe, for Legends quest. I have one level to go, so it's not too big of a hassle, but if I'm already recording for the quests, I might as well show all the cool stuff RuneScape Classic offers that is different from every other version of RuneScape and what makes it pretty special. And one of those things is you can actually continue skilling, gathering if your equipment is full. As you can see, if I click on this willow tree, we can get a log still if we don't fail, which is another aspect of this game. You can fail an action and then it doesn't succeed. But if you succeed, and as you can see, you get some wood, the logs will just fall on the ground, but we will still get XP for it, and there are no XP drops. We still get the XP for it, so you could just, for example, power mine iron if you don't want to bank it, and get higher XP rates and don't have to drop it like you would in old school or RS3. But I will be banking those willow logs. And one more thing I wanted to showcase, if we equip this rune axe, because we just have it in the inventory now, it doesn't go anywhere, it just glows red to indicate we are wearing it, and as you can see, we are wearing it. But it's still in our backpack, which has 30 slots in this version. So if you equip your armor and weapon for combat, you actually have way less slots available to you. So oftentimes, if you're killing some easier monsters like Chaos Druids, you would only grab a two-handed weapon and an armor maybe, or an amulet, just so you use the least amount of slots possible. And oftentimes in the high-end combat, for example, King Black Dragon, which is the only boss in the game, it's not really worth bringing a cape over another piece of food. One more thing that is more known about RuneScape Classic is the fatigue system. It's an anti-cheating system, anti-bot system in the game. And we have a stat called fatigue, and it goes up if you're skilling. Every time you get XP, it goes up by some amount. It's different for every action you take. And you need to sleep in a bed or a sleeping bag. Beds regain fatigue faster. And if you do, you get this captcha-like animation, and you can see your fatigue going down. And we have to write the word, which is idiomatic, I believe, after we reach 0 or however fatigue we want to get rid of, to refresh it. And if fatigue is 100%, we will not be gaining XP, which is really detrimental if we're training skills like Herblaw or Prayer, where supplies are very, very hard to come by. And you might waste a couple potions if you don't remember to sleep every couple of inventories. Since we're done with woodcutting, I decided to go ahead and train a little bit of agility, since I think this is the hardest one to get up. It's deceptively simple, but very, very boring and tedious. And you might have noticed that the client changed. You can play the original client on the browser at rsc.vet. I'll put the link in the description. But I've downloaded a special client called RSC Plus. It's kind of like RuneLite is to old school RuneScape. It helps with a little bit of quality of life changes, and it definitely makes the game more enjoyable. One of the cool quality of life changes is, as you can see, there is amount of items we have in our backpack at the top right corner, but the biggest thing, the most important one to me at least, and that makes the game actually enjoyable, is XP drops. Yes, original RuneScape Classic client does not have XP drops, and it's such a small damn thing, but seeing these numbers pop up, seeing that I am actually getting experience, makes the, well, experience of playing the game so much more enjoyable. And that's why I will be using this client. I'll also try to put the link to this client in the description if you're interested. So huge shout out to the creators of RSC Plus, and now I will be doing exactly this, going over and over the low wall at the Barbarian Outpost for 5 Agility XP each. That's right. I already got 2 levels, so we shouldn't... it's not too hard, as I said, but I probably will need a break before going straight to 50, and probably move on to something a little bit more relaxing, like mining gold, perhaps. Let's jump one more time for level 45 agility. Definitely needed a break right now, so what I'm gonna do is probably a quest or two. I'm thinking about Prince Ali rescue. It's pretty irritating to get 10 gold every time I want to go to Al-Kharid, and the bank is pretty far, so I think we're gonna do that quest now. We're about to finish up Prince Ali rescue. This was, one of those quests where taking the time to gather items takes actually more than doing the quest, but we are paid 700 coins, we get 3 quest points, and the reward is small but pretty handy. We no longer have to carry 10 GP with us when we cross the Al-Kharid gate. I think I explained that before, but the bank isn't close from Lambridge, and it's just handy to have. Yes, so that's the first quest of the series done, let's say, and let's go to some more. And quickly after Prince Ali rescue, we are completing the Black Knight's Fortress quest for a cool 2,500 gold, which on this stage of my account is pretty significant. Nothing like very important, but still, I'm glad to get the gold so I can just buy whatever stuff I need and don't have to grind for it. Also 3 quest points, and I think that a good point for this video would be to try and complete all the free-to-play quests, maybe except Dragon Slayer, because that's a different beast, let's say, and I would like to have my next video for it. So if we check the quest lists, that would mean I need Demon Slayer, Shield of Arav, the Knight's Sword, and that will be all for the free-to-play quests. And then we will be doing Dragon Slayer in episode 2. So I will actually cheat a little and use my ult for the Shield of Arav, unless I can ask someone on Discord and ask if they want to do the quest. And the Knight's Sword will be very useful for the smithing XP, so I can't wait for that. And we're about to finish the Shield of Arav, thanks to Papillon, who gladly joined the Phoenix Gang for me, and I joined the Black Arm. We have the certificate here, already turned in the shield to the Raider, and after giving it to the King, he will reward us with 600 gold and 1 quest point. But the real reward of this quest obviously is being able to do Heroes quest down the line for the best weapon in the game. I don't know how or why, but I managed to steal the portrait alone without using an ult or anybody's help. But every time I tried to recreate it on camera with dropping the portrait, it just didn't work. So you have to trust me on my word. But we've completed the Knight's Sword quest. Well, we're about to complete the Knight's Sword quest. I wanted to save it for a little bit higher smithing XP, but might as well get it now. And we advanced 3 smithing levels, 15k XP drop over there. And yeah, that's about it. I think that's all the free-to-play quests done, with just Dragon Slayer left. And I think that will be it for this video, so hopefully you enjoyed, and we will be working on the big dragon slayer in the next one.